Good morning, everyone. I'm Debbie Iannacci, and I run Public Relations, Communications, and Research for GBTA. So thank you and welcome to the GBTA International Convention. We're so glad you're here. Today is Media Day. This is one of our favorite events, at least for the PR and comms team for sure, where we get to invite our participating companies and our journalists from around the world to hear news and make news. So we thank everyone who's here today and carved out time in their very busy schedules. Today we have 14 presenting companies who will share their solutions, services, announcements with you in 5-minute increments. After each presenter, we'll have 5 minutes for our journalists to ask questions if they would like, and then we move to the next presenter. So thank you to all of our journalists on site who have made the time to attend today. We're here to help you if you need anything. I'd love to point out our esteemed PR team, who's the people that get me here every day and every year. Tara Irwin, many of you have worked with and know. New on our team is Finn Hastings, who runs EMEA and APAC for us, and also Chris Clark and Sam Aurelia from our Fire on the Hill Public Relations Agency. So any of us are here to help you during convention and anytime after for anything you need. So Media Day is being recorded, and we will be posting it later this afternoon on gbta.org with all the speaker names, all the press releases from the companies if they've been provided to us. And we're asking when presenters are coming up today to please state your name, your title, and your company, although I'll be announcing the company name prior to taking stage. So with that, let's get Media Day 2025 started. I'm Italian, so usually I don't need a microphone. But today we'd like to welcome to stage as our first presenter, BizTrip.ai.
Okay, thank you. My name's Tom Romery, and I'm the founder and CEO of BizTrip.ai. I'm joined today by my co-founder, Scott Persinger, our CTO, and also by our head of product and chief of staff, Raymond Moon. Really excited to be back at GBTA. It's been since pre-COVID, since I've been here, and I always love coming back. I ran into some old friends at Alaska Airlines, where I worked as VP of marketing way back in the early 2000s. And back in 2006, after learning all there was to know about price volatility and perishable inventory at Alaska Airlines, I launched a company called YAPTA, which stood for Your Amazing Personal Travel Assistant. And over a 13-year journey as the CEO of YAPTA and a board member, we eventually pivoted from personal travel to business travel, and we launched a partnership with BCD Travel and Carlson Wagonlit, and ended up getting to 8,000 corporate customers and selling to Coupa software in 2019, right before COVID hit. So that was good timing. It was a great journey. But when you think about YAPTA, Your Amazing Personal Travel Assistant, YAPTA was really exceptional as a price tracker and reshopping engine and analytics solution for pricing on airfare, hotel, rental cars. But what we never achieved was the original vision that Brett Alsop, my deceased but great guy, co-founder, and I had, which was to truly build a personal travel assistant. So fast forward in between YAPTA and a blockchain payments startup that I did over the last 5 years. That's why I hadn't been to GBTA in a while. Last fall, I started BizTrip, and it is really about taking everything we learned at YAPTA, reshopping, delivering savings to corporations who travel a lot for business, and combining it with this idea of building a personal travel assistant. So the thesis is, I think back to my dad. Dad grew up in the golden age of travel and corporate business, loyal to the same company his whole career, 45 years at a big chemical company based in New York. And companies were loyal back. That's not the case anymore. We're in a private equity world where it's all about the bottom line. You're only as good as the last quarter. And let's face it, our careers, if you look at our LinkedIns, we go from company to company. And what you lose in that, when I think about my father, he had the same personal assistant, for 20 years that knew everything about him, knew his preferences, knew when he went to Europe, he wanted to stay in boutique hotels. When he went to Asia, he wanted to stay in more, corporate hotels, and knew that he wanted to be home to catch my baseball game or my sister's dance recital. That's exactly what we're building. Back in 2006, when I started Yapta, the technology wasn't there. The idea was there, but the technology, AI and machine learning was around, but it has really blossomed in the last couple of years with LLMs. And we are building and announcing today the launch of our company and the launch of our first enterprise client, which is Moderna. And we're working with Jennifer Steinke to really deliver for their corporate travelers a personal assistant that isn't search-based. A good personal assistant doesn't walk into your office and say, here's 300 flight options. Go pick, which one do you want? Or here's 500 hotel options. They would sort through that themselves. A lot of inventory. We have access to a lot of inventory. We're working with Sabre. We will soon be doing direct connects and getting inventory from other sources as well. But the idea is that a good personal assistant filters it down based on your preferences, based on what you state are your preferences, based on prior behavior, spend analysis that we do, analytics, and based on observed behavior and what we can anticipate. A good personal assistant also does just that, anticipates that, hey, there's a storm coming through in February in Chicago, it's a blizzard. They're trying to get back from London to Indianapolis, which means there's not many direct flights to Indianapolis from London, there might be one or two, but they have to go through Chicago. Well, you know what? The good personal assistant is gonna say, I'm gonna reroute you on Delta through Atlanta to avoid the storm, get you back to Indianapolis instead of going through Chicago. A good personal assistant has access to your calendar, knows that, oh, you need to be in Paris for a board dinner on Monday night at 6 p.m. Asks an intelligent question before just sending you flight options. Asks, do you want to get in the weekend before and adjust to the time zone, or do you want to come in hot on Monday? Oh, you know what? I'd like to come in Monday in time for the dinner, but get me in early enough to check in my hotel, shower up, freshen up, and chill out before the meeting. So we are building that, and with agentic AI and with Scott's experience, and my third co-founder, Andrew Ang, whose firm AI Fund is also an investor. We just raised $1 million, closed in April. Andrew loves this company because it's a vertical application of an LLM AI, and that's what he really likes to get involved with. He's one of the top thought leaders. If you look up Andrew Ang, he's on the board of Amazon. He started Google Brain 12, 13 years ago, started a company called Coursera that went public. So we've got a great team. We've got great partners. One of our partners we're also announcing today, Denver-based TMC Kane Travel. So over the last several months, I've had an opportunity to get to know Michael Kane and his team. And our belief is that we are not a travel agency. I did some work with Navan when they were called Trip Actions in the early COVID days. They became a TMC, and they're doing really great things, very tech-forward company. We're a technology layer. We aim to be the gold standard of AI chat. So we're a chat-based, conversation-based way to plan travel, to manage itineraries. The habit is to pick up the phone and call your favorite agent, and Amex GBT does a great job of that, and everyone's looking at AI, but we want to be the gold standard of chat-based travel planning, itinerary management, change management, and ultimately do what a good personal assistant does and take all those little stressful things off your life. If you look at the research, the average time that busy execs spend on travel is 8 to 12 hours per trip. It's mind-blowing between planning the travel, executing changes, and then lastly, filing expense reports. We think we can reduce that a lot, and by making it a better traveler experience, reduce leakage as well. So, corporations don't want 25% leakage. They want 0% leakage. They want to take advantage of their corporate rates and make sure everyone is, buying inside. So, or in the program. So, really excited to announce those things today. We've raised money. We've launched our company. Moderna is our first enterprise client, and we're working with TMC Kane travel based here in Denver. So thank you very much. Looking forward to talking to all of you. Look at biztrip.ai if you want to look at our product and what it looks like. There's a video on the website. Thanks.
Thank you, Tom. Do we have any questions for Tom from our journalists today? No? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah. And next up, we have Confirma.
Thanks for joining this morning. My name's Stuart Davenport. I'm the Chief Product Officer at Confirma, and today I'm here just to talk about how we're scaling Confirma Connect Direct to optimize hotel payments. The problem that we're solving is the fact that corporates want to pay centrally for their staff travel. They don't want to have their employees paying for business expenses and going through a reimbursement process. And the best solution for that is virtual cards. They're secure, they're rich in data, they automate reconciliation, and they retrofit into the existing card processing flows that hotels are used to. But there is a need to message the hotel in that process to give them authority to bill that card. And that instruction is typically given through either a fax or an email. And I appreciate I'm following a business that has just talked about AI, and I'm using the word fax. But it's a really still a sticking point in the industry. So globally, 4% of our volume still is flowing on fax, and in the US, it's 12%. And that friction caused by that volume is felt by the traveler, most importantly, but everyone along that value chain. So optimizing how you can communicate those payment details, instructions, where the invoice should be sent to is really key, and ensuring that you can have that seamless guest experience is ultimately is the problem that we're solving. Confirma has been around almost 20 years. We build infrastructure, we don't experiment. We have 400 travel management companies connected to the platform, 90 commercial card issuers, 200 different booking platforms where you can book and centrally pay with those hotels, of which we've got 90,000 hotels engaged with us on the platform, stating how they'd like to receive their virtual payments. Most recently, we announced a partnership in April with Hilton Group. So for their almost 9,000 hotels, Confirma's connected directly. And since that launch, it's driven up acceptance, and it's avoided Confirma sending hundreds of thousands of emails or faxes with credit card data to those hotels. So connecting directly and having that automated is really important. Today, we are announcing that we have expanded and we're accelerating that ecosystem of connected partners. So with the announcements that we've got with Omni Hotels, Thon Hotels, Strawberry, and Wyndham Hotels, we are connecting and working with them directly into their property management system to give the same level of seamless guest payment experience that we have built out with Hilton. It's really good to see as well that we've had that endorsed by the global travel management companies of BCD, CWT, and Flight Centre. And we'll also be announcing that we are deprecating support for fax. So by the end of 26, Confirma, any volume going through the platform for those 400 travel management companies, we won't be sending faxes. So we'll start to deprecate that over the coming year, again, to drive up that payment experience for travelers. So thank you. If there are any questions.
Do we have any questions from our journalists here today? No? Thank you so much, Stuart.
I'm so sorry, we do have one back here.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do you have other hotel companies on your roadmap?
We do. We're not ready to announce them today, but you can imagine there's lots of engagement following that Hilton announcement a couple of months ago. So some of the larger chains that are absolutely engaged. The key for us is with our partners to kind of push and get on their roadmap, but we're committed to solving that.
Are they in all regions, US based? What are your regions?
I think where we're focused is global. We have customers in over 40 countries. They travel everywhere in the world. I would say our volume probably fits towards Western Europe, North America, and the global North American chains, getting connected to them, facilitating that global footprint is obviously key.
Any more questions? Excellent. Thank you so much, Stuart.
Thank you.
And I'd also like to remind, if we have any speakers in the room who haven't checked in yet, to let us know, please, because otherwise we're going in order of folks that are checked in, and we will go to the next speaker. No worries, but just make sure to check in here with Chris and myself so we know you're here. Great. And next up, taking the stage is M. Burse.
Hello, everyone. Michelle Shepard, Chief Revenue Officer with Imburse, and I am super excited to be here. At Imburse, our goal really is to change the game across travel and expense, delivering almost a touchless experience powered by AI. And today we have a couple of announcements that we're making that really align with our strategy to continue to innovate for this industry, to create partnerships, integrations with anything that is available today that will provide a better user experience, that will provide faster, easier, more efficient ways for commercial leaders like me and for finance leaders to make sure that travel and expense is in compliance, is audible, is following all the tax and regulatory requirements that everybody faces globally, but at the same time, improves that user experience in a way that in time will be touchless. So today, we're announcing two things. One is a fully integrated travel and expense mobile applications. If you don't know, we were the first to bring travel, mobile, and expense to the App Store in the industry. Today, we announce that it's all in one. It's all in one across travel, expense, invoice, and payments, all powered by AI, making that experience not only better for how we operate, but better for the user. Early on detection, AI allows us to determine what are their behaviors. What is it that, where do they want to sit on the airplane, right? But at the same time, how do they stay in compliance with all the complex rules? How do they stay in compliance with all the regulations? How do they categorize those expenses so the back office doesn't have to do a ton of work? It also inspires that traveler to get their expenses in almost immediately, which gives commercial leaders an opportunity to be more predictive in the way that we create our budgets, more dynamic in terms of where we spend, and understand the return on investment, that total cost of ownership for everything that we do, encouraging our end users to do more of what's good for our companies. The second announcement is that we did add 2 new partners to our ecosystem of partners, American Airlines as well as DoorDash, amongst hundreds of others of integrations that we have across travel and expense, and all the synergistic applications that are required to integrate ERP systems, HRIS systems, cards, banking platforms. Today, our ecosystem is a modern API, AI-powered platform that allows for virtually any integration. So we're not only prepared for what our customers want and need to integrate with today, we are prepared for the future. What's next? Who knows what we'll need to integrate it with? Who knows what great applications I just heard about today may be integrated with our platform. And then last but not least, we've introduced AI-powered Folio. For those of you who travel, categorizing your hotel receipts, your car rental receipts, become pretty darn cumbersome. With the AI-powered capability, we are capturing all of that information flawlessly and uploading that into your expense reports so that the traveler doesn't have to spend the time doing all of that work, and they can spend time and capacity focusing on the business travel that they're expected to. And that's it from me.
Great. Thank you so much, Michelle. Do we have any questions from our media in the room? Michael?
Michael? Hi, Michael.
Hi, Michelle. Could you tell me a little bit more of just the timeline for the integrations? I know I think it's itineraries are they going to be August 1st, and then go and book and reshop is later. Or kind of what's the timeline for the integration into Emburse Enterprise?
Within the next quarter, so by the end of this quarter.
Okay.
And then Emburse Assurance sneak peek. You heard me mention kind of the pre-submission AI capability. That's coming in January of 2026. Our MVPs are starting in the next couple of months.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I'm Alex from Travel Tech Hub.
Hi,
How-
Alex.
In terms of AI features and functionalities, how do you see that being implemented along the way by the companies, given the fact that AI is too hyped and nobody knows exactly how to do and if they'll be replaced, and how do you see that?
That's my favorite question.
Thank you.
AI's been around, as many of you know, for years and years and years, right? When you think about biometrical screening, you think about all the security that AI has been used for. However, commercially, within the infrastructure of everything that we do, it's pretty new. However, we took this journey well over a year ago where we started to implement AI in everything that we do. At our users conference, it's pretty exciting, in May, I surveyed, we had several hundred people in the room. I said, how many of you are using AI? And only a handful went up, to your point, Alex. Then I reminded them that all of them were using AI. And they're all using AI because it's embedded in the software, and that's where the real value comes. So we're kind of getting out of the trough of disillusionment, and we're now coming up with real-life applications and use scenarios where AI can actually contribute to not only the user experience, but contribute to faster, quicker, smarter, more seamless, flexible, and scalable capabilities in technology.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was curious about the final piece when you mentioned folios and on automated categorization. Is that happening via computer vision recognition, or is it as simple as taking a photo of the receipt and then it detecting?
Good question.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Really good question, and I should have mentioned that. So yes, with our AI-powered OCR capability, it could be as simple as a picture or a PDF off your phone, and it's gotten so accurate. I mean, from the time we launched it to now, we're almost at 100% accuracy. It can also come through email and other venues, but the goal really is to do everything off your mobile.
If there's no further questions, thank you so much, Michelle.
Thanks, everyone.
Appreciate it. Okay. Next up, we have Festive Road.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Caroline Strachan, co-founder and CEO of Festive Road. Hello, if I haven't met you before. Today, we are not going to be talking about Festive Road. We are actually rebranding today, but we didn't think for you, the press community, that would be particularly exciting. So instead, hopefully, we're going to give you something that will be really interesting to you as we launch our 2025 Pulse report from the buyer community. The quick headline summary would be that buyers are striving for better programs and looking for better partnerships. The findings deliver 6 critical insights, highlighting where programs are under pressure, but also where forward-thinking teams are really solving. The insights were really rich, and so we want to thank the 52 T&E leaders that joined in. And one thing I do want to preface everything I'm about to say with is that our client group and wider community are generally the more ambitious T&E leader. So some of the things that you might hear from me today, and when you read further into the report that we've shared, you may think, that's interesting, we don't see that across hundreds of buyers, but this group are the really ambitious T&E leaders. There were 52 involved in the study, and they represent $10 billion of spend across 18 industry sectors. Now, you already have a copy of the release, and I know that you're all really smart people and can read. So I'm not going to read the release out to you again. Instead, we thought, what might be helpful to you? So what we're going to do is give you some additional insights against each of the items in the press release and some verbatim comments from the buyer community. And some of them don't hold any punches, so maybe you'll have further questions on their comments. So I'll take you through the 6 insights. The first one is without a clear purpose, a travel and expense program lacks direction. This really surprised us that only 10% of the programs had a fully defined purpose aligned with that company's strategy. Well, what problem does that cause? The impact is that T&E is seen as a misaligned cost. And one buyer said, executive sponsorship is lacking. Well, arguably, if you put those 2 points together, it's no surprise, because if the T&E program doesn't directly link to the company's objectives, the execs will not be interested. We do have a published resource, a blueprint on this particular topic. If you just search Festive Road STMP, we go into loads more detail on this topic to help the buyer community. The second insight is technology is essential but falling short. 88% said technology is crucial, but almost 3/4 report that their current tools are underperforming. So when asked if we could wave a magic wand, what would you want? One buyer said they want open source technology, enabling buyers to build their own platform and then adapt and change at will. Another said, I'm excited for the legacy TMCs and GDSs to evolve or get out of the way. Both of these comments honestly do reflect what we hear across the buyer community. So at Festive Road, we have launched a tech practice led by Amy Williams, who's in the audience. Give us a wave, Amy. Who's just spent the last 3 years working on a digital transformation in one of our clients. Third, no time left for strategy. So over 50% of respondents said they need more time for stakeholder engagement, tech optimization, and demand management. So the real impact here is missed opportunity. One buyer said, we simply don't have enough team members. Now, arguably, I'm sure every single person in this room says, I don't have enough resource, there's never enough time. So buyers know that they need to get smarter with how they use the time available. Fourth, data is the missing link to proving value. 76% said that using data to show value will significantly impact their program. I wonder, is this linked to the gap mentioned earlier about purpose and aligning to company strategy? If T&E leaders are unable to articulate the value of their T&E investment or of their program, I'm sure they must be putting both at risk, both the T&E spend and their roles. Fifth, suppliers aren't always meeting expectation. 94% value their service partners, but almost 2/3 say partner performance falls in some areas. One buyer summarized well, TMCs are missing a clear value proposition. The example issues shared were content access and content manipulation. Those 2 words I think are really important, and we as an industry should dig deep on what that really means. Other issues include the commercial model and lack of trust. If you want more data on this particular, if you were to search Festive Road TMC performance, we've done a real deep dive into this particular topic. And then finally, number 6, drowning in operational tasks. 42% of respondents spend almost 2/3 of their time on operational activities. I'll give you an additional data point here that this tends to be in the $50 million less programs, whereas the larger programs tend to have larger teams and therefore the ability to have resources dedicated to strategic activity. There's many more findings, and honestly, we've been so impressed by the richness of the data that we're going to keep drip feeding information out over time. This will be an annual study to show there's our real commitment to create better for the buyer community. Thank you, and any questions?
Thank you, Carol. I've got 2 questions, actually. The first one, you mentioned about a rebrand at the beginning. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
do you want to do that first?
Yeah, sure, because my brain actually probably won't remember that by the time I get to the second question. We just did an event with our customer base here, and it was gorgeous. We actually did an unboxing event. If you've ever watched YouTube unboxing, if you've got kids, you know what that is. And it was delightful seeing a room of people open their boxes and see the logo inside. Here. You'll see it on our stand, it's everywhere. So the reason for the rebranding is last year we became a buyer-only consultancy when Paul Tilstone exited and created Timoji for suppliers. But next year we're 10 years old. And so we really want to look to the future as to what we're going to be doing to support the buyer community. And so, yes, we have a new logo, and it's made up of 4 map pins, and each of those 4 represent our customer promise. So when we talk to our customers, we want to make sure that they really know that we're curious, we're experts, we drive results, and we're trusted. We think some of that is maybe missing, and we really want to take that position. What was the second part I wanted to tell you? There's also a hidden message in our logo, but I'm not going to tell you what it is.
That's a challenge. And the second question, and it seems to be in a few of the points that you raised today, is just a lack of time that buyers have got. Despite the fact that we're supposed to have this technology coming through the AI that's supposed to help everybody, are you finding, this has been around since I've been reporting on business travel, and does it seem to be getting worse to you? We seem to have less time, despite the fact that technology is supposed to be helping us to have more time to devote to strategy and all the other things. What's going wrong here?
I don't know that it's any worse than probably what we would have heard 9 years ago from our customer community. I think it's the breadth of topics that they have to try and keep a hold on. Something that we are looking at with a couple of customers at the moment, absolute proof of concept stage, is what I've been calling the digital travel manager. So imagine if a travel manager has 100 tasks they have to get to in any 1 week. Imagine if we could get to the point where actually 50 of those could be answered by some form of technology, or there's better data or whatever. Then you've freed up 50% of your resource capacity, and in some companies the CFO would go, fantastic, I'll have 50% saving. In others they would say, right, fantastic, now can you drive those strategic objectives that we were really looking to deliver? So I think that's got real legs. I worry that maybe the buyer community will be nervous about that, but I really would encourage them to say there's nothing to be nervous about. Done in the right way, it will open up opportunity. The one big watch out there is that there's a law, and I never remember the name of it, but some scientists study this, that the human brain, as soon as you free up time, will automatically fill it with other stuff. So you just have to be, I'm sure we can all probably relate to that, you just have to really consciously refill it with the priorities. Thanks, Bev.
And more over here.
Thanks, Caroline. So a number of the things that you read through on your list are things that we've been hearing for a number of years. And so I'm wondering if you could maybe think through some of those highlights and say, among those 52 companies, what is the one that they're going to take action on, and how are they going to?
I think it's the service partner performance. Because it's been an issue for quite a while, there's a certain theme I feel emerging, which is, okay, enough's enough. Does that give you enough, or you want me to keep going? I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So I think there are those buyers who have the remit to be able to drive change in their organizations. Because it's not enough to be ambitious. You have to be ambitious in an ambitious environment. And maybe some folks who didn't have that around them do now. They've landed in environments where they can really drive change. And so I think, and Laura Ellis, our head of consulting, is here nodding along with me as I'm talking. And no doubt, if you want to add anything to this, Laura, please do. I think Laura hears this all of the time with our customers. The number one question we get is, the relationship with our TMC is not working. We need to find a new one. Can you help us? And Laura's response is always, maybe you don't need a new TMC. Let's take a step back first of all and work out actually what the real problem is. And some of those, like content manipulation, commercial model, that tends to be, those issues come out. And then we go back to, right, okay, let's understand, let's analyze, then we'll design, then we'll build. So that's what I feel is the difference now, is that there's more ambition to do something about it.
Is there CTD ambition in the future?
Do you know what I thought you said then, an STD? And I was like, that's...
No,
and
not an ambition.
I realised we're actually filming, so that probably wasn't the best comment to make back to you, but we all need a little bit of brevity every now and then, don't we? Levity. Yes, so you and I chatted about this on video recently, right? I think CTD has always been an option and will continue to always be an option. I think when you're looking at an environment that is struggling with commercial models and trust, it naturally becomes okay, if we're going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, that's exactly what we're going to do. We'll flip out to a CTD. What I would suggest is that there are variants and versions that sit between what we would call a closed program all the way up to a CTD and everything in between. There's far more different flavors now.
Thank you so much, Caroline. We appreciate it. Thank you. Excellent. And just a reminder, we have refreshments. If anyone, feel free to get up at any time and grab something if you'd like a drink or something to eat. Next up on the stage is FCM Travel.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Lindsay Straub. I am the Global Head of Sales for FCM Travel. We appreciate the opportunity to be here, and it's wonderful to see some of my former colleagues in the audience. So I am here today to talk about what's going on, latest and greatest at Flight Center, specifically FCM Travel. We'll focus on three things, so growth, innovation, and our specialist divisions. So for some context, FCM Travel is the flagship business travel division for Flight Center Travel Group. We've just celebrated our 20th anniversary, which we consider to be a very large milestone for the group. We are present in over 90 countries, and we are servicing thousands of customers across the globe. In terms of our growth, that's a big focus for us. And how are we planning to do that? Where are we planning to do that? This is by way of customer acquisition as well as investment. So we are looking at two key markets. I'm sure it's not unique, but in North America as well as across EMEA. And how are we doing that really goes hand in hand with our technology, our AI, and our innovation strategy. So we have a phrase that we've been using with the start of our new financial year that our goal is to automate the ordinary to deliver the extraordinary. We've just relaunched one of our infamous products, SAM. This is a revolutionary travel assistant. SAM is the AI intelligence that sits within our platform. It is giving travelers real-time recommendations, guidance, and it serves pretty much as a ChatGPT type function, but we are specializing, of course, in travel and our customer needs and in efficiency throughout a seamless journey. In addition here, we are looking at what's going to truly power all of the other areas of our business to create efficiencies not only for our customers, but also internally. So if you do come by our booth today, you will see that we have launched a product called ACIQ. This is an airline contracting intelligence tool. You do not have to be an FCM customer of our transient services or of our consulting to utilize this product. But basically, we are looking to identify the value that buyers are getting from their airline contracts and their program. We're looking at that effectiveness, if it's working, and what they can do to optimize, not only today, but what are the missed opportunities for tomorrow. In addition, at FCM, we're looking at productive operations. This has been going on for about the last year and a half, and it's focusing on two key areas. One on our agent efficiencies, so that we can really truly synchronize how the agents are working with the different systems. We're looking at data quality, we're looking at control, we're looking at optimization. Again, all with the customer in mind. And at FCM, the customer is very much driving a lot of what we do in terms of our technology and our innovation roadmap. I'd also shared that we are looking at our specialist divisions. So that's our FCM M&E division, as well as FCM Consulting. We very much want to partner with buyers across the full end-to-end journey for their travel and meetings program. So we are building out those divisions. We are expanding those divisions so that we do have a full suite of products and services along the way. Thank you very much for having us here today. We are excited to continue conversations, to invite you to our booth to learn more about what we are doing, how we're doing it, and ways that we can partner together. Thank you so much. Any questions?
Do we have any questions? Donna?
Hi, Lindsay.
Hi, Donna.
Can you just give a little more information on the ACIQ in terms of like what it is and how it works and anything.
Yes, absolutely. So our consulting team has been working on this product where typically today, if you're working with FCM or any other consulting firm who can manage your airline contracts, it's not to say that it's manual, but you are evaluating those airline contracts kind of on a one-off basis. But what this tool is looking to do is to create automation for that process. It's not to eliminate a middleman, but it is to look in aggregate at your full scope airline contracting or contracts and the program to see, is there value there? Is there any missed opportunity? And what kind of levers can you pull to create that value or to increase that value? And then what opportunities might you be missing with either certain airlines, certain terms and conditions, and the ways in which those airline contracts are set up? So it is more efficient, potentially more, of course, cost effective because it is powered by AI and it is a tool for automation without any kind of, or a limited amount of manual labor.
Great. Any more questions? Great. Thank you so much, Lindsay.
Thank you.
And now we'd like to welcome to the stage Fox World Travel.
Good morning, everyone. George Kelka, Senior Vice President, Business Travel at Fox World Travel. As a travel management company, we build solutions for travel buyers, and I'm here today to talk about two new module solutions that we've added to our Fox Connect platform, which is really a central source, one-stop portal for all things that benefit our travel managers, travel buyers, and travelers. I think we can share that we hear even the most sophisticated travel programs and travel buyers struggle with some pretty common items. The two that we've addressed are around group management and unused tickets. And both of those are the solutions that we've added to our Fox Connect as modules we'll talk about today. These troubles that travel buyers face, they drain their time, they drain their resources. They create, they don't have patience to manage some of these areas. And our solution directly brings more visibility, brings more control into the travel buyer's hand. First, on unused tickets. On average, a corporate program can have 10% of their annual air spend tied up in unused ticket inventory. That's pretty common. It's not uncommon to have that number escalate up to 20%. That is a large number. This is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of spend tied in unused tickets. Travel buyers are frustrated with this. According to a recent GBTA survey that was published in Skift, 50% of travel buyers said there's some form of frustration with how unused tickets are applied in their travel program. Our new Fox Connect module for unused tickets brings real-time visibility to the travel buyer, live time, they can go look at their unused ticket inventory. But really two of the more exciting parts that we've added to this are innovations that our customers have asked for. First, there's a lot of travelers that have a single trip. They're a traveler who doesn't frequently travel. And what happens with those unused tickets? Our customers asked us, let's find a way when we have name change eligibility on those tickets to move them out of that traveler's profile into our company account so they can be used for any traveler. Otherwise, they're just going to go to waste because this person isn't going to hit the road again. We created some automation facilitated by Fox Connect that will automatically move those tickets that are name change eligible into the company's profile to use based on the travel buyer's timeline that they want, be it 6 months, 3 months before expiration. A lot of our customers are giving their travelers 6 months to use a ticket, and if they haven't, they're saying, let's use it for our companies so that money does not go to waste. The other solution is think about a travel buyer with thousands and thousands of travelers in their program. When those travelers depart the organization, how does that travel buyer identify that they have an unused ticket on file? We've worked through our proprietary systems and in concert with our customers' HR systems and profile, we've integrated so our new Fox Connect Unused Ticket Manager module will match and identify when a traveler has departed a company and there's no longer a profile, so the travel buyer can very easily identify which tickets no longer are going to be applied because that person does not work for the company anymore. And it gives them the ease to then decide what they want to do with that ticket and even move it into the process, the prior process that I just described about moving it to their company profile. Think about thousands and thousands of travelers. It is not realistic for a travel buyer to know who is and isn't employed by their company. And our new technology directly addresses that so they can reduce the waste of unused tickets. The other area that we are launching today is around our Group Air Manager module available in Fox Connect. Group Air for many travel buyers is time-consuming, it sometimes is unnecessarily complicated, and it can be a really frustrating part of their job managing the business transient program. There's a lot of manual manifests and spreadsheets and emailed name lists and things that go back and forth, so it can be a logistical headache for many travel buyers. There are third-party solutions out there in software systems, but sometimes they're expensive, and they can be overly complicated for most group travel, which can be 20, 25, 30 people or less. Our new Group Air Manager solution module in Fox Connect addresses that. It allows travel buyers to set up their own groups, create the parameters around those groups, import name manifest, invite people to book. They can book online, they could book with an agent, or they could have one of our agent members call out to them. That control is in their hands. They can manage all of their groups then from a central dashboard that they can log into for real-time updates on who's been ticketed, who has yet to respond, what their total spend is, and where they are against that particular group's budget, all at their fingertips, live time for them to manage. They get to decide if that group is going to book through what channel, and this is live today in our system. Both of these applications and modules we have customers using today and receiving the benefits of increased savings from reducing unused ticket waste and increased efficiency related to how they're managing their group. We really believe at Fox that technology should really simplify what our travel buyers do and make their lives easier. Shouldn't complicate the travel experience. These are really practical applications for some core tenets of travel management related to group and unused tickets that frankly are underdeveloped in the industry, and buyers are asking for better solutions to their business. And that is what we have delivered in announcing today here at Media Day with our Fox Connect and 2 new modules. Thank you.
Thank you so much, George. Do we have any questions from our journalists? No? Great. Thank you so much, George. And next up, we have National Limousine Association.
Hi, everyone. My name is Brett Barinholtz, and I'm the president of the National Limousine Association. We're very excited to be here. I almost didn't make it because I have a very strong Boston accent, and when I told my wife that I was going to GBTA, she thought I said Coldplay. The National Limousine Association, otherwise known as NLA, serves as the global benchmark for safe, reliable, and on-time executive ground transportation. Our worldwide operators provide unmatched connectivity, commitment to duty of care, and diverse fleets featuring an extensive range of vehicles from sedans, EVs, SUVs, hybrids, minibuses, shuttle buses, and motor coaches. We offer scalable solutions for both individuals and groups. We provide more than just a ride. NLA operators deliver a 5-star, high-touch, personalized experience specifically designed for corporate travelers. To enhance the travel booking process, we are thrilled to introduce NLARide.com today. an innovative new platform created to seamlessly connect users with exceptional chauffeur transportation companies who are NLA members around the world. Whether you require an airport pickup or ground transportation for a conference, corporate travel buyers and business travelers can easily access our verified database of NLA operators in both large and small markets worldwide by using NLARide.com. On the new platform, users can input their starting point and destination, selecting from a wide range of vehicles, as I said, that start from sedans and go all the way up to motor coaches. Clients will receive a list of results and can contact suppliers via NLA Ride or directly using the provided contact information. Operator profiles also feature essential information such as websites, service locations, fleet size, phone numbers, and available vehicle types. As previously mentioned, all providers listed on the platform are NLA members committed to upholding the association's high standards for safety and service with around-the-clock access to live dispatch. NLA members are recognized for adhering to stringent duty of care standards which encompass thorough driver screenings, extensive safety training, and diligent vehicle inspections that surpass industry standards. Our operators also deliver seamless experiences for buyers, offering automated e-receipts, transparent pricing, and centralized billing that easily integrates with systems like Sabre, Amadeus, and Travelport. We encourage you to explore the NLARide.com website and experience it for yourself. Additionally, we invite you to stop by our booth on the exhibition floor. I think we're at 1848 to learn more. We'll be showcasing demonstrations of the NLA Ride platform while providing you with some cold brew coffee today and Wednesday to keep your caffeine up, and some brownies tomorrow if you have a sweet tooth. I look forward to seeing you there, and thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Brett. Do we have any questions for Brett? No? Great. Thank you so much. Next up for the stage, we have Preferred Hotels and Resorts.
I was expecting more applause than that. Just want to wake you up. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kimberly Wilson, Senior Vice President, Global Sales Corporate, and I'm pleased to be here with you today. I'm surrounded by great industry leaders and the journalists who play such a critical and important role in our conversions and conversations around the corporate business travel segment. In today's presentation, I'm pleased to introduce the latest additions to the Preferred Hotels and Resorts global portfolio of luxury independent hotels. And additionally, I will provide further insight into how these properties align with the brand's strategic expansion in key and emerging business travel markets worldwide. I'm also excited to present insights from our newly launched Luxury Travel Report, which is sharing information specifically for the GBTA audiences. Before we dive in, I'd like to take a few minutes to share with you information on Preferred Travel Group. It's owned and operated by the Uberoth family, and Preferred Travel Group is the parent company of travel brands, including Preferred Hotels and Resorts, Beyond Green, Historic Hotels of America, and Historic Hotels Worldwide. Our company connects independent hotels, hospitality companies, destinations, and to key markets worldwide through strategic branding, sales, integrated marketing, revenue distribution, and distribution services and consultancy services. Fueled by our brand promise, Believe in Travel, Preferred Travel Group champions an unwavering belief in the transformative power of travel and its ability to enrich lives, inspire a greater respect for the planet, and expand hearts and minds to other cultures and ways of living. This belief resonates deeply within our company, our members, and our teams. And Preferred Hotels and Resorts, it's the cornerstone of Preferred Travel Group's family of brands and programs. Founded in 1968 by 12 independent hoteliers, it is now the world's largest independent hotel brand representing more than 600 hotels, resorts, and residences, and unique hotel groups across 80 countries. We continue to welcome new members, highlighting the brand's strength as a premier choice for independent hotels worldwide. In 2024, we expanded our portfolio by more than 80 properties, which is our largest addition to our new members since 2019. This year, we're excited to have more than 37 new member hotels that have joined our global portfolio since January 1, including more than 12 new member properties located in key corporate travel cities around the world. These exciting new additions reflect the brand's strategic growth in high priority and emerging business travel markets worldwide, which is creating a brand presence in premier international business hubs such as London, Singapore, Shanghai, Atlanta, and Milan, as well as rapidly growing corporate travel cities such as Bogota, Austin, Phoenix, and Lisbon. Today, which I'm happy to share, this is exclusive news only for this audience, I'm happy to unveil the newest members that have joined our portfolio since April. We have the Amara Singapore, which is expanding its presence in our Southeast Asia leading financial and business hub. This 389-room hotel in Singapore's central business district recently emerged from a thoughtful transformation, blending its heritage with a modern focus on community, comfort, and design. We also have the Himalayas Hotel Shanghai, which further strengthens our partnership in mainland China, leading financial district. This 412 modern hotel or modern retreat is actually centrally located in the thriving Pudong district, which is offering direct access to the Shanghai New International Expo Center and Tranquil Century Park. We also have Poblado Plaza Hotel in Medellin, Colombia. Reinforcing our commitment to Latin America's fastest growing urban centers, this corporate-friendly retreat in Medellin's vibrant Poblado neighborhood offers 84 guest rooms and suites, each with a personal work desk, along with shared co-working space to encourage productivity indoors and out. And we have the Editori Riverside Hotel in Lisbon, which is supporting our growth in a European city that is quickly becoming a hub for startups, tech conferences, and digital nomadism. This riverside property is conveniently housed inside of Santa Apollonia Station on the bank of the Tagus River, offering 126 thoughtfully appointed guest rooms and suites in the city's dynamic Alcantara district. Additional new members to recently join our portfolio include properties spanning business and MICE entertainment destinations in Europe, such as the First Musica in Rome, Italy, Hotel Granadas 83 in Barcelona, Spain. I didn't say the Barcelona right, Barcelona. And the stunning Opera Hotel Bosphorus in Istanbul, Turkey. As well as exciting new openings that are in priority business cities, we're also pleased to announce the Newman Hotel in London, which is making its debut in September in the Fitzrovia area, and the Hotel Phoenix Centennial Yards in Atlanta, Georgia, which is set to open its doors this summer. And that particular property is located near the new entertainment district by the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As we continue to expand our global portfolio, these new additions reflect our strategic commitment to deliver independent hotel experiences that align with the evolving priorities of today's business traveler, which is creating a welcoming environment with properties that blend design, local connection, and corporate-ready functionality. For the Luxury Travel Report, I'm so excited to share this news. As the travel landscape evolves, we deeply invested in understanding what comes next and building authority as a leading voice in the state of luxury travel market. Earlier this year, we partnered with consumer research specialists from the Harris Poll to better understand the emerging forces driving decision-making for affluent travelers and launched the Luxury Travel Report 2025, the first ever trend study from Preferred Hotels and Resorts, which spotlights the current climate of luxury travel and identifies 5 key trends that are transforming the industry and shaping its future. The study was conducted in late February and early March, and important timing as the economic and political events were in play among our 500 affluent U.S. travelers. This tailored analysis connects the dots between the evolving preferences of luxury travelers and the changing expectations shaping corporate travel policies, including bleisure is the new norm. Today's luxury traveler expects to take 8 trips annually, with over 30% blending business and leisure. Notably, 2/3 of these trips are open destination. This is placing our hotels in a unique position to influence traveler decisions and policy compliance. Secondly, the hotel is now a decision maker. 89% of travelers say their hotel must contribute to the overall experience, not just to serve as a place to sleep. For business travelers, this means that curated design, local culture, and elevated service can transform a work trip into more of a valued experience. Thirdly, the curation is the new currency of luxury. Travelers seeking personalization over standardization, which means 90% say the best luxury experiences feel effortless but are thoughtfully curated. 86% value uniqueness as much as luxury. 80% say design, music, and sensory cues can elevate a stay as much as service. And this has implications for hotel selections within the hotel programs, where branded experience now ranks alongside rate and location. Fourth, we have the local impact and authenticity, which is driving choice. 51% prefer hotels with strong community ties, where 48% want luxury that actively blends the benefits of the destination through sustainability, heritage, or the ecosystem protection. And lastly, sustainability and ESG goals are now mandates. Corporates, we know corporate accounts are under pressure to hit the sustainability targets. And with Beyond Green, which is our sister brand to Preferred Hotels and Resorts, these hotels offer the verifiable sustainability criteria aligned with the UN SDGX, which is a key value add for any company trying to meet the ESG requirements. That means Beyond Green hotels can be credible. They also can be policy-friendly parameters for the TMCs as well as the travel buyers alike. So in summary, Preferred Hotels and Resorts, the new data and growth strategy is going to help the TMCs, travel managers, and the procurement leaders by aligning with their travel preferences with experiential, flexible, and sustainable options, improving the travel program engagement, offering better value to the service and service to the corporate clients, as well as staying ahead of the industry shifts. I want to thank you all for being here today in order to help us recognize some of our amazing new properties that are located in business travel cities around the world, and also to help celebrate what it means to be proudly preferred. A digital press pack is going to contain the new member announcement release, as well as the luxury travel report, which will be distributed to each of you following today's presentation. I look forward to enjoying some time with you here at GBTA, and also I'm happy that our Senior Director of Public Relations, Hannah Nelson, is also here to help answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. Do we have any questions for Kimberly? Christine?
Do any of the luxury properties have significant meeting space as well, or are you aiming at individual business travelers?
That's a great question, and we have a dynamic, robust portfolio of hotels that offer MICE, or meeting and incentive and convention and expo space. We also have a designated group sales division that can also assist with those lead inquiries that our clients may have as well. Within our portfolio, within the sales division, we operate in 3 criteria or primary segments, which is the transient segment for the corporate travelers, the leisure segment, as well as the group sales. We also have an entertainment division that also assists with those inquiries that you may have for any group entertainment business or the traditional group sales piece as well. And for additional reference on our website, preferredhotels.com, or preferred meetings, phgmeetings.com, you can actually review the hotels that have the group allocations for meeting space. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Kimberly,
Thank
for
you.
sharing your news today. Excellent. So we have a few more folks coming up. Thank you all for sticking with us on Media Day. So much great news, and we appreciate you being here with us. Next up, we have Sabre.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Cassidy Smith Broyles, Global Director of Public Relations at Sabre. And lately, a TikTok trend about photography has actually caught our attention. It highlights how photographers can find beauty in a vast, complicated scene by refining their vision and removing distractions to focus on a clear subject of their choosing. It's called What I See versus What I Take. So for those of you not on TikTok, think about seeing the vastness and the beauty of a wide shot of El Capitan in Yosemite, taking that all in, while beautiful is a little bit overwhelming. So instead, photographers are focusing on just getting the right shot to be able to highlight an element that is beautiful in its own right. We think it's a fitting metaphor for how the increasingly fragmented travel sector operates in a vast and complicated space, with a greater than ever need to zero in on what's important. In today's digital age, every industry is fragmented. Advertising deals with fragmented attention. Finance is swimming in disconnected data. The films and television series that we want to watch are split across dozens of platforms. Travel is no different. Flights, ancillaries, hotels, car rentals, rail, insurance, activities. Travel agencies today are juggling content from more sources than ever. It's not just a long list, it's an operational challenge. Agencies are working across GDSs, airline portals, hotel sites, aggregators, and their own internal systems to try to best serve their customers. We wanted to understand how this impacts their work, so we commissioned a third-party research study covering 14 countries and a wide range of agencies, almost 500 participated, to dig into how much this fragmentation is really affecting performance, efficiency, and customer experience. And perhaps most importantly, explore which technology solutions can alleviate some of these pain points. Or in photographic terms, coming back to our TikTok trend, how to capture the perfect shot amidst an overwhelming landscape. Here are the 5 key takeaways from our research. Takeaway number 1, system sprawl is rampant. We discovered that over 90% of agencies now use at least 4 different booking systems to book travel, and more than half use 7 or more. Instead of trimming down, agencies are adding systems to chase content. In fact, 70% said their number of systems grew in the last 3 years. Takeaway number 2, this fragmentation hurts performance. The real-world impact is significant. Roughly 60% of agencies report that multiple systems make business much harder to do. They raise costs, slow onboarding, disrupt consistent customer service, and frustrate staff. None of those are good things. Smaller agencies feel the pain most, lacking the resources to manage it effectively. Takeaway number 3, API overload is accelerating. I think we all know APIs were supposed to simplify things, but now nearly 90% of agencies manage 4 or more content integrations, and more than half say API maintenance is becoming a real burden for their tech teams. Takeaway number 4, AI can ease the burden, but only if done well. Almost 80% of agencies are already using AI, and over 90% expect to help both agent efficiency and customer experience. But as all of us know, not just any AI solution will do. Agencies say poorly implemented AI can actually create more complexity, which is the opposite of what we would want to have happen. And finally, takeaway number 5, unity over limitation. I think this is really the key insight. Agencies don't want less choice, they want better access, which I think we can all relate to from the thought of FOMO or fear of missing out. You want to be able to access everything and don't want to fear missing out. 3/4 say a single booking system would cut costs, and over 80% say unified access to content would ease the operational load. They're not asking to lose the content, they're asking to simplify how they reach it. These findings made one thing crystal clear. Agencies need a way to manage everything without drowning in complexity. Enter Sabre Mosaic Travel Marketplace, our cloud-native platform that brings together the industry's widest breadth of content, from 38 NDC carriers to more than 150 low-cost carrier options, 2 million lodging choices, and 70+ car and rail providers, all through a single connection that simplifies agencies' operations and allows them to really focus on what's most important, serving travelers and driving growth. With Sabre Mosaic Travel Marketplace, agencies can access everything and offer anything. That was just a taste. There's a lot more to discover. Come find us at booth 937, and we'd love to talk more. I'll take some of your questions today, but we've got our product experts on hand to answer anything more in depth. And the full white paper is available on our website, and those that are part of the journalists team here received that this morning from GBTA as well in its entirety. This is just the beginning. In the months ahead, you'll hear much more about how we're tackling fragmentation and reducing complexity about the travel industry. Happy to take any questions you might have. Thank you.
Great, no questions. Thank you so much, Cassidy. We appreciate it. So we'll take our next presenter now, and we'd like to welcome to the stage SAP Concur.
Thanks for the time. My name is Charlie Sultan. I'm the president of Concur Travel. I appreciate the opportunity to, one, be at GBTA, and two, get a chance to share some updates with all of you. As you know, SAP Concur has been doing a ton of innovations in the Concur travel space. We sit at a pretty unique intersection, really, of technology, enterprise integration, financial system integration, and travel industry expertise. So as part of SAP, we were able to bring together all of the business data, the deep financial systems knowledge, data protection, and all of the ecosystem really to be able to help companies manage not just their travel, not just their expenses, but really the entirety of a lot of their business structures and plans. So I feel like we've been talking at Concur, we've been talking about travel and expenses for quite a long time. I think now I'm really excited to go beyond that and be able to talk about, as we continue, we're harnessing the power of the SAP Business Suite and really being able to automate and simplify the most complicated of processes for the corporations, which really frees up employee time to be able to do the things that drive value for them. So, you know, those of you who follow the space tightly know that we've been using AI for over a decade now. There's a long list of things that we've launched over time utilizing AI, whether it's Expense-It, whether it's the folio capture, whether it's trip recommendations, which launched recently, or some of the small meeting planner, again, to free up time from people from doing some of the smaller tasks. But what I'm really excited to talk about today is kind of the next wave of that, which is the new, what we're calling the booking agent, which is one of the many agents in the ever-expanding network of Joule agents. Joule is SAP's AI infrastructure. Again, very fortunate, SAP has made a pledge to spend $1 billion on AI technologies. And so that's billion with a B. So I feel that a lot of the AI that we talk about only works if you have good solid data. It works if you have good solid data security. And obviously, if you have the wherewithal and the investment to be able to leverage that. So we're at a pretty exciting spot where SAP is building out a whole network of Joule agents that are going to be able to coordinate with one another, that are going to be able to talk across the multiple systems of a company. And in this case, as we talk specifically about travel, travelers will be able to book policy-compliant travel without necessarily needing to know what the policies are. They'll be able to use natural language speech to be able to ask the tool, to book them a trip from Denver to Seattle for a meeting on the 3rd of August. And the system will be smart enough. We've already started using trip recommendations, empowering it by AI. And that's effectively our way of trying to surface up to the traveler what we think they were going to book anyway. So using their past behaviors, using company policies, company preferences, loyalty status. So now we're just being able to surface that, just using natural language speech, if people prefer to text it, they can text it as well. And that'll obviously allow for further personalization for the travelers. It'll give them real-time pricing breakdowns, travel class justifications, and obviously still has the continuation of the integration to expense and the integration to the rest of the SAP ecosystem. So that's one really cool thing that we're talking about today, which will be integrated through the new booking tool. The other is an enhancement to the Concur request features. Concur Request is our pre-trip approval tool effectively. And so now we're making more enhancements to it to help with trip planning. So the new budget authorization, the way the existing product works is you effectively ask for approval for your particular trip or your particular project. In this case now, we're going to be able to expand that. And so if I'm a consultant who is basically doing the same trip Monday through Thursday, instead of just having to get every single trip approved, I'll be able to get effectively the duration of the project approved. If it's a team that is going on site, instead of having to do individual budget approvals, the team manager or the department head can request an approval for the entirety of the team. So again, trying to cut down the process and cut down time. In addition to that, we'll also be incorporating in travel advisories into the process. So as you're going through the request process looking for a trip, if there's a strike that's going to be planned in Italy, for example, or if there's new visa requirements in the UK, those will surface there so that the traveler knows right at the time of requesting the trip that there's additional steps that are going to be required. And then the other cool thing, just because we're running low on time here, but the next one that I'll talk about is our trip extras, which is effectively a way, people will go into the booking tool, they can book their, hotel, car, air, all that. What we're adding now is a layer of trip extras at the end of the booking path, effectively so that we can present relevant, vetted third-party travel services throughout the booking process or at the end of the booking process to allow trusted travel partners an opportunity. So one really good example is we've had a long-standing content feed coming in from Groundspan. It'll now be available at the end. So if someone wants to go book a car, that'll be available at the end. And then I think we were just mentioning APIs. Effectively, what that'll allow us is to layer on more and more partners so that if people want to be able to book a visa, book sorry, I'm drawing a blank on some of the other examples, tax compliance, carbon offsets, all of that stuff will be available basically through the integration there. We'll have built-in duty of care with verified partners, and that'll be customizable to also help to reduce fraud risks. So I know I'm kind of going through this all pretty quickly. I hope that you will have an opportunity to come to our booth later. You can see demos of a lot of the things that we're talking about. So it really goes to say we're obviously continuing to make a lot of enhancements to our new Concur travel. We're continuing to migrate customers at a pretty rapid pace. I'm not even talking about all the different content sources that we've integrated in, whether it's NDC, whether it's LCC, whether it's rail. So a lot there, a lot of increased hotel content. But really, I think that the key for me today, the thing that I'm probably the most excited about, is just the continuation of the expansion of all of the AI features throughout the new Concur booking tool. In addition to that, we are presenting in 2 different sessions, so I've been asked to plug them, so I will. There's a session Tuesday morning at 8:15 in the morning. It's a travel policy face-off where we're facilitating a debate where global travel leaders from Salesforce and Kimberly-Clark are going to talk about the different facets of tackling a managed travel program. So for those of you who like to wake up really early, I encourage you to go to that session. And then there's also a session for those of you who like to sleep a little later. That'll be Wednesday at 11:15. And that is a recap of what 3,750 travelers really think. And so we do an annual Global Business Traveler Survey. Misty Duran will be presenting the results of that survey at that time. So please feel free to swing by there and swing by our booth as well. So I try to do that as quickly as I could. Any questions? All right. Oh, I thought I was going to avoid that. Just kidding.
So the many elements of your announcement today, are all of those new AI layers, each one of those, are they all being executed with internal sort of SAP Concur technology? Are you utilizing partners to layer that on? I know that there's both strategies, I think, currently underway at Concur. So how are you executing those over the tool or within the tool?
So the announcements that we've made so far are all leveraging, we're developing them in-house, but we are leveraging a lot of the AI that is coming out of some of the investments. So I always forget the names of all the companies, but we've invested in Anthropic, we're working with Microsoft, and I'm guessing that Kelly or someone later can probably fill you in on all of the different ones. But so we're leveraging a lot of the AI power coming from there for Joule, but what we're building is in-house at this point. And if I got any of that wrong, someone will fix that later. All right, well, thanks a lot for your time. Appreciate it. Enjoy the conference.
Thank you so much, Charlie. We appreciate you. Next up, we have Serco.
Hey everybody, Johnny Thorsen. I'm the VP of Strategic Business Development with Serco. And thank you for the opportunity to introduce a new service that we are launching here at GBTA today. Before that, let me just say congratulations to everybody who have announced new products and services. It's fascinating to see the range. It tells you how big this industry is and why there's unlimited room for innovation. So at Serco, we are launching a new service called the Intelligent Itinerary. And it's a first attempt to step into the world of actually helping the traveler during the trip in a smart and relevant way. We're launching a service that lives in the mobile phone, but you don't need to install a new mobile app to get the service. We're basically living inside the mobile wallet that I assume most of you are familiar with. The wallet is born into the iPhone, to the Samsung phones, to any modern phone that has a smart operating system. And that wallet means we can reach it and send information without approval from Corporate InfoSec, without the need for travelers around the world to install mobile apps, and without the need for training. If you know how the wallet works, you can work with it. We've integrated so when you make a booking, it automatically flows out and represents the latest version of your booking in the wallet. No need to do anything. If changes are made, they automatically land in the phone throughout the journey. The content is controlled by the corporate buyer or the TMC who decides to launch this service. So nobody is forcing anything on the traveler or on the travel program. This has the potential to eliminate the need for emails. And face it, how many travelers actually open up an itinerary email and read it throughout the journey? Nobody. How many people see that new content offered by the travel manager on line 140 in the email? Nobody. It's invisible. This new way of communicating means travelers will actually be exposed to the information on their phone at the right time. We can put front page information, so we can literally surface on the lock screen of the phone if something is important enough to do that. Or it can be sitting waiting for the traveler to open the wallet pass and see what is the next step in my itinerary. There's some interesting stats around the lack of using mobile travel apps. Around the world, the so-called global install rate for travel apps is only 7.6%. Now that's all travel apps included, but it tells you how big the potential is to get into the hand of the traveler without going through that mobile app. It's very hard to get people to install a new app that they only use once in a while. We showcased this recently at a Serco customer event, and we got overwhelmingly positive feedback, including a long list of ideas of what to do with this. So we already have a pretty clear roadmap of how we're going to expand it. There's no tech work involved other than saying, I would like to activate this, and it will be available on both the Zeno and the Get There product platform. So it goes across the two legacy OPT systems. And customers will be able to control their own content if they want. They will be able to do so-called geospatial or event triggers, which means at certain point during the trip, a traveler can be reached with specific information that has high value. It has the potential to eliminate a number of expense report components, as travelers can be given prepaid services right into the phone, or new point of sale discounts in places like restaurants, hotel, food and beverage locations, because there's a controlled QR code that cannot be shared or copied. So the vendors are prepared to give new deals into this new way of operating. This is a strategic step for Serco into not just focusing on the booking process, but actually helping the traveler throughout the journey. And we think it has the potential to become a universal communication platform with control from the corporate travel manager. So this is available to go and see at the Serco stand, along with 3 other prototypes of innovation that we are showing over there. And it's the first example of cross-OPT kind of innovation going live. Thank you.
We have a question for Andy.
Thank you. Hi, Johnny. Just so I understand it properly, how many passes would be generated per trip? Can you sort of talk us through how that would look throughout a journey and how they'd appear on the mobile?
Yeah, so when a booking is made and a new trip is created, then a traveler will effectively, if it's a first time push to that traveler, they will be asked to give consent that we are communicating into their wallet. Once they have given that, any future trips will automatically appear with a front page in the wallet, so a unique pass per trip. And when you click on that pass, it opens up a backside, and there you see the detailed itinerary with any information or links that the travel manager wants you to see as part of the raw itinerary.
And we have Beth. So just to be clear, and I think I'm very clear on this, but just to be crystal clear, just because you're using the wallet doesn't mean there's a monetary exchange that's happening via the wallet.
No, I mean, the wallet, as you know, is native on the phone, and you control what goes into your wallet on the phone. So there's no kind of force. Travelers can decide not to use this, but travelers can now also say, you know, I don't want a new mobile app for a booking service that I use once in a while, but I'm okay with having the latest version of my itinerary in my wallet, because I can always look and see if changes have been made, they will be there. I don't need to find an email or potentially even worse, call somebody just to find out what they did.
And would these communications mostly be coming from agencies then?
Well, changes can happen from the TMC side or from the supplier side.
Okay.
And as long as the changes are being caught, they will automatically populate back into the wallet. So it does have potential, and we already have a few customers saying, this is a great opportunity for mass disruption management. You could communicate to a lot of travelers in a very kind of advanced way with a lot of rich information flowing to the phone.
How does your past work with Contigo play into this new concept?
Sorry?
Your past work with Contigo, how does it play into this new concept?
So funny you say it. In my mind, this is effectively Contigo 2.0, right? Because it's a more advanced way of reaching the traveler with the right information at the right time. Absolutely.
Can an individual business traveler, they're done with their business trip, they're in Europe, they want to go do something on their own, can they add an itinerary on their own, or is this only through their corporate travel manager?
So at present, it's only through the corporate travel program because we need to be able to get and validate the booking. But from a technical perspective, it is possible to say others can submit itineraries if they potentially want to do that. But that's not part of what we're launching today.
Great. Thank you so much, Johnny. And next up, we'd like to welcome to stage World Travel, Inc.
Troopers for hanging in here. I will be very concise and brief. My name is Barbara Barnard. I am the EVP of Sales and Marketing for World Travel, Inc. Great to see some friendly and familiar faces. I have two really exciting announcements that reinforces the commitment that World Travel, Inc. has to smart innovation. And of course, like everything else we talk about, it's a blend of bringing automation and AI together with a very human and customer-centric servicing approach. First, we have partnered with Wenrick. So those of you that are familiar with Wenrick, you know that they are a proven leader in predictive pricing assurance, trusted by some of the world's largest OTAs. And Beth, you raised the question, gosh, haven't we been solving some of the same problems in the industry? And we know that we've had these optimization products out there. What we're excited about is when you think about the consumer confidence, the changes that happen in that OTA environment and being able to bring that forward now to the corporate arena, we believe is going to build a lot of traveler confidence and also measure the value of the travel program. It really does have an AI component that predicts not just at the point of sale, but of course allows for rebooking when those opportunities come. It is concise with policy and program objectives, and again, aims to create as little friction as possible when the traveler has the opportunity to bring cost takeout to their program. In this program, Wenrick is exploring over $10 billion worth of airfares on an annual basis, delivering an average savings of 3%, with seeing results upwards of 6%. The other really important thing in today's fragmented content, it is looking at both EDIFACT and NDC content and balancing and weighing the pros and cons of which of the fairs is going to be best for the traveler. This is product number 1 that World Travel Inc. will be rolling out with Wenrick. If you do know about their program, there are additional products and services that we believe will continue to bring value to managed travel programs, and we'll be announcing that accordingly. For Wenricks, we are live today running transactions through that. We will be doing a more significant rollout for our current customers and new customers of World Travel Inc. starting in September. Secondly, super happy to announce that we have signed an agreement with Juno. As we know, guest travel is one of the most complex parts of a travel program, and that is really why we have partnered with the Juno team, and so many of us have known them over the years as the former owners of PANA. So if you know anything about World Travel Inc., you know that we have a very strong presence in some of the vertical segmentations of organizations and corporations that do have a lot of guest travel. That's things like life sciences, in the sporting arena, higher education, entertainment, and media. So here's what we're looking to accomplish through this partnership. Flights and hotels will be booked in less than 2 minutes. Reimbursements are processed within 48 hours. There's concierge level support with really clear guidelines and itineraries that guide those guest travelers accordingly. And it all happens in a single seamless platform. There's no juggling of tools or chasing reports. It's really a one-stop shopping. So our objective is that guest travel should feel fast, human, and frictionless. And these are 2 of the partnerships that we're bringing forward. So thanks so much, and I'll see you on the floor. 2124 is World Travel's booth if you'd like to come have more conversation.
Great. Thank you so much, Barbara. Do we have any questions for Barbara before she wraps today? Great. Thank you so much. And next up on the stage is Amex GBT.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to try to be as concise as I can.
Oh, apologies. This is Eureka, correct?
Okay.
Or am I right? Correct?
Sorry?
You state your name and your company?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm Pascal Jungfer from Eureka Consulting.
Thank you.
I'm the CEO and one of the founding partners. So, Eureka helps works with international clients to optimize their program. One of the key issues that our clients have to face is the dimension of ESG, how to make the program ESG compatible. And they have to face it because the context from the general public, the investors, the regulation bodies invites them to do so, European Union, SEC. So we work with the clients to do that, but that's not the point today. The point today is that big corporations in the world, above certain thresholds, have to report. That's driven mainly by European Commission, but also to a degree for SEC, by SEC, only for scope 1 and 2. They have to report what the situation is, what they do, and what are the results. And so we decided to take the first 150 firms in the world and see what they publish and how business travel fits into that. So we carried out a study, and today I'm going to give you a first selection of results. The purpose is to see what they do in terms of tracking and how business travel fits into the tracking, and what they announce in terms of progress and goals, and how business travel fits into that. So today I'm going to give you 6 results, and the full study will be disclosed early September in a webinar where you'll be invited. It's a quite modest ambition for today, but it has never been done. So what has never been done is to take not study people who declare themselves, but just take the list and take them one by one. And also, it has never been done because usually people focus on scope 3, but we have looked at everything, scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, and how business travel fits into the big picture. So I'm going to share 6 results with you. It's very simple. First result is only 37% of the firms report on business travel emissions. Only 37%, or as much as, it depends on how you see the glass, half empty and half full. 37%. Just to give you a perspective, there are 62% that they report scope 1 to 3. Scope 1 to 3, business travel fits into scope 3. 62%, but business travel, the step after, only 37%. Result number 2, if you take the full picture in terms of the tracking of the CO2, business travel accounts for 0.26% of the total. I repeat, 0.26% of the total. This is not a lot because the scope 3 accounts for 90% of the CO2 emissions. But it's quite in line when you compare this number to what business travel represents in terms of spend versus the revenue of the firms. That's pretty much the same percentage, 0.3%. Third result, the industry that lead the charge in terms of reporting, that does more than its fair shares, is technology, media, and telecom. So the question is why, etc. We could dive into it, but that's the reality. Other verticals, if you cut the 150 firms and you assign them to a vertical, it varies quite a bit by vertical. But the leader, if you will, are firms, is the vertical technology, media, telecom. In terms of geography, result number 4, the country that leads the charge is the US. The US firm, although they are not obliged by the SEC rules, they do more than their fair share to report business travel emissions. European firms are obliged to report on scope 3, not US firms, but they do more than European firms. Result number 5, and I'm going to talk about the targets now, and the targets come in 2 ways, net zero and CO2 reduction. So let's take net zero first. 60% of companies have a net zero target, but mostly for 2050. But it is, of course, never business travel specific, which is understandable, but it's good to have these numbers in mind. Last result, it's about the reduction targets. Although scope 3 represent 90% of emissions, only 35% of firms have a target which covers scope 3. In other words, scope 3 is covered in 35% of targets, only 35%. Okay? And in that case, in 5% of cases, only 5%, there might be a specific reduction target for business travel. I'm going to say it in another way. Out of the 150 firms that we have taken, we have looked at every annual report in detail. Only 4 of them have specific business travel reduction targets. This is it. We will disclose the full array of results in early September, and we are already planning to do it every year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pascal. Do we have any questions? Andy?
I'm happy to take questions if you have any.
Thank you. I didn't catch how you selected the 150 companies. That was all.
Yeah. Very simple. We took the Fortune, the ranking, so you have a number of ranking. We took Fortune because it is as good as any other. And we took, according to Fortune, 2024-2023 ranking. And we took them one by one. We love data at Areca. Do you
Any
have
more
other questions?
No. Thank you so much, Pascal.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
See you in September.
And our final presenter today is Amex GBT.
Hi, it's great to be here in Denver for GBTA convention. Today we are launching a market expansion and enhancement of our hotel emissions reporting capability. We're really proud to bring this to market in our reporting platform because this is an expansion and inclusion of an industry-aligned standard created by the industry, nonprofit organizations, and governments aligned globally, and then exposed in our tools. This is a return to basics, but now reporting that globally through all of our tracking and reporting capabilities. This is the integration of the HCMI, HSBI, CHSB, and that's a lot of acronyms. I will explain them. And these are all brought to market via Greenview, who makes these emissions factors available via their preferred data partners. And that is our preferred data partner is Choose, and they're enabling these capabilities. So HCMI is the Hotel Carbon Measurement Initiative. This is a methodology that aligns to the Greenhouse Gas Protocol across scopes 1, 2, and 3. HCMI is then aggregated via HSBI, the Hotel Sustainability Benchmarking Index, and that global initiative then happens through the Cornell Hotel Sustainability Benchmarking Index. Cornell is my alma mater, so I'm very proud of this. Cornell really takes this aggregation from 40 hotel companies all around the world. This is truly global. There's tens of thousands of hotels that report to HCMI, the Hotel Carbon Measurement Initiative via Cornell. And then on an annual basis, that data gets aggregated, normalized, perfected, and then pumped back out to the industry for use by the industry. This is really important because it's again, aligned by governments, aligned by academia, and then all of the hotels have basically been saying for a long time, please don't create a new standard. It creates confusion in the industry when there's all different standards. So this is really a return to basics. This was a standard that was created back in 2012, aligned by WTTC, WSHA, and it's really been enhanced and perfected over the years such that these emissions factors take into account key benchmarking sustainability indexes, benchmarks like energy, carbon, and water. So again, back to basics and bringing that data to fore in our reporting capabilities. What's new is the fact that this is truly global in scope. If we were just to rely on the government reporting standards, which is what we previously had available, UK BICE, for example, has 38 different emissions factors across 38 different countries. This is the Global Business Travel Association. I think we can all agree that is not sufficient. That is not good enough. So now with this Greenview methodology aligned to Cornell and HCMI, like I said, we now have over 250 countries and territories available globally, over 100 states and provinces, and 250 metro areas. So this is really a step change in terms of global coverage, and everyone in this room cares about global travel. So again, data precision, unrivaled choice. Our clients have access to the regulatory government standards if they want them, and now they also have access to these more precise industry-aligned standards. We believe this will result in increased supplier action for suppliers to showcase their sustainability credentials via these industry-aligned standards to enable companies, buyers to procure green via their hotel suppliers that are doing the right thing. This is traveler-centric because the data is available, information is power. And finally, this is all independently quality assured. Trust, but verify, right? It's just one thing if we say it. So we have independent auditors come in and verify that our data partner, Choose, is incorporating the HCMI data in the right way. And it's all end-to-end audited, which is important for all of the regulatory reasons, like my predecessor just said. And EU's Corporate Sustainability Reporting Initiative, the SEC standards, if they ever come to bear, and regardless, the state-level reporting initiatives in the U.S. all require this precise, independent assurance, including California this year. So we're really proud to bring this to market, and we hope that everybody makes good decisions on the basis of this information.
Great. Thank you so much, Nora. Do we have any questions for Nora before she exits stage? Beth?
Hi, Nora, and I'm so sorry if I missed this. There was a lot of information that you shared. Is this information coming through to the booking tool, or is it reporting, or is it both?
Presently reporting.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Thanks all.
So with that, I'd like to thank everyone again, our participants, our presenters, our journalists, for making another Media Day incredible. We look forward to seeing you all out there at convention. So much to come. This is just the first day. We have this room for a little while longer. The PR and comms team will be around if you need anything from us for a few minutes. Again, please use the fuel of convention: sugar, water, caffeine, and enjoy. Thank you and have a great show.